we don't have Burger King anymore. You're not allowed to say it. It's like saying Voldemort. Everyone shudders.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to say Hungry Jack's. And now that I've grown up with it, I got to say it, better name.
Hungry Jack's is a far better name. Burger King is pretentious. I thought America wanted to get rid of the monarchy and stuff, but they installed their own king, the king of fast food. Whereas we've got Hungry Jack's, which is just a way more like it's the kind of guy you want to go down and have a beer at the pub with. Hungry Jack. He sounds like a cool dude.
This is you, isn't it?
Yeah,
Hungry Jack.
That's just me. That's why I like it so much.
Hey, Kira, just sorry. I know that we're here to talk about, people getting brainwashed, but just tell us before we go on: Hungry Jack's or Burger King? What do you reckon? Which one?
No, I think Hungry Jack's too.
Yeah. I mean, you're Australian at the end of the day. You can't. Any Australian that says Burger King is a better name needs to be deported immediately, no matter what their nationality is. They're not allowed in Australia anymore. It is weirdly
patriotic, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm shit McDonald's.
I'm patriotic about the weirdest things I'm starting to notice. Like I was getting actually angry the other day in the car because Kira doesn't like the $2 snags at Bunnings. You know, like the sausages in the blanket or whatever the fuck you call them.
Yeah, I'm quite offended by that as well.
Yeah, it's so good.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
We're gonna air this out publicly right now. God damn it.
We were going out for going out for lunch, so I said I'd rather save myself for lunch.
And I said, no, we're having Bunnings snags right now. In this economy, you want to go out and have a lunch? No, Bunnings snags. Were you ever bullied, Jordan?
I bullied other people.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. You were absolutely the bully. 100%.
Why? Why?
What do you mean, why?
Gives that away?
Yeah, only your entire career.
I suppose I've made an entire career out of bullying journalists, so yes. Which are just the nerds at school.
Yeah, you have a flair for it. You have a flair for it.
It's true.
No,
I honestly don't think that I was ever bullying. And I bullied in the way that I do now, in a bitchy gay man sort of way. It's very verbal tongue lashing. So I was never.
Well, isn't that what bullying is?
Weak child. There was no way I could ever do it physically.
Yeah. So you didn't attack anyone. You just used your words. No nipple twisters. Nothing cool.
Oh well, come on. Like you've had a nipple twister before.
Yeah,
in your
but that
life,
was just from my dad.
So your dad bullied.
Yeah, my dad did the bullying. Yeah, I mean, it was just like, yeah, I wouldn't count that as... My nipple twisters were just all fun and games. What's the greatest extent you've gone to like impress women in the pursuit of dating them? I'm talking like in your teen years, probably like at the same age he was. Because every university student does the whole guitar thing, I think.
This crush of a chick that I had in year 7, I spent my pocket money to buy a rose bush, and I tended to it so I could give her a rose for Valentine's Day, and then it didn't happen, and then I forgot about it, and then like one day I looked out my window and I was just like, holy fuck, the whole thing's just like a secret garden. Like it's just an entire thing. Anyway, that was the extent that I went to once. I thought about doing something romantic and forgot.
Yeah, okay, that's impressive.
Well, any better gestures than that?
However, somehow this blossomed into a small but relatively successful singing career for Claude. He was particularly inspired. What'd you say?
That's awesome.
Yeah, he somehow turned cringe into an actual career.
Yes, yeah, he did it.
I didn't get shit from my email.
Yeah, I know. You just got an embarrassing memory.
Yeah.
That's it.
He was particularly inspired by the Belgian singer and actor Jacques Brel.
There was an on-air point where he was just saying he was doing an ad. I think it was for LJ Hooker, which is a real estate agent. And then he comes on and then for 3 minutes gushes about, oh yeah, Ray White. They saved us so much money with our house. Ray White are the healthiest. They're the best people that I've ever dealt with. And then at the end I said, dude, that was for LJ Hooker. And then it just went to air. And it just went to air. And they paid like 10 grand for that.
He wasn't seriously, like he wasn't doing it on purpose. He just misread the name or something.
No, he wasn't doing it on purpose. No.
Well, I'll let him keep the job then.
One time we had to do like some live crossover at some, I don't know, some power station or something opening up. I can't remember what. And yeah, he just turned off the entire radio station and didn't realize and kept.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't my fault at all. We did get fired for like very legitimate reasons.
Yes, I would fire you in that situation.
Now that I think about it, fair enough. They should have got rid of
you. You were a detriment. You weren't
such a
you cost them a $10,000 like advertisement with LJ Hooker. It doesn't matter that you were working for free in that situation.
Gave it to their biggest competitor for free.
That's like a suable offense, I think. A breach of contract.
When he saw a flying saucer in front of his very own eyes. Over the past few decades, there has been an increase in UFO reports. For example, in 1954, there was a period of time known as the Wave. Called the French UFO Wave outside of France. Okay, well, that's a very important piece of detail. Thank you for that.
I need to make sure. The wave is so ubiquitous. That could refer to anything.
That's true, yeah. That's true. There are a lot of waves in the world, I'll give you that.
Have you heard of it? Have you heard of the Wave?
This has always been fascinating to me, the fact that in France, all their UFO sightings go to their version of NASA. And for like 80 years, all of the sightings went to the CIA.
Whereas in the US, yeah, it's the Department of Defense or the CIA that handles all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Like, I don't know, they're like curious about it. And
yeah, but how much of that is a ploy by the French government to try to make themselves look cooler to you, Jordan?
It's definitely worked if that's the case. I mean, it's a long game to set that up decades before I was born.
I'm taking a hardline anti-France stance in this episode.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
You decided to be oppositional.
Yes. Unnecessarily oppositional towards the French. Like they haven't had it bad enough already. Oh, here you go. Oh, also, on screen right now is a picture of a flying saucer over France, photographed over Rouen, France, at 08:13 hours on March 5th, approximately between 1954 and 1957. What do you think, Jordan? Is that a picture of a flying saucer? You're a UFO expert.
Putting this on record, but yes, I think that is
100% confirmed.
I do. It's pathetic, but that is my opinion. Yes.
I think it's like
I don't like doing this show. It's really like I feel like it's just you're relaying a therapy session or something. This should be my private thoughts.
No, it's good. Get them out. You'll feel lighter for it. To me, it looks like, what do they call those? Like the French trays that you serve food on with the lids on them. I don't know what they call them.
Oh my God, you're right. It is.
It's like exactly a serving lid.
Yeah, serving lid and dish that they've thrown up into the air and taken a black and white photo of. It looks exactly like that to me, but hey, maybe that's what the maybe the aliens were watching romantic French movies as well, and they were inspired to create their flying saucers in the shape of French culinary tools. Luckily for us, Claude did record the initial conversation with Yahweh. He transcribed it, so we can read it right now. I'll be Yahweh. Jordan, you can be the French man, Claude. Since I feel like you're better at doing accents.
Thank you for recognizing my talents. Where do you come from?
From very far away.
Dude, you're making him sound Jewish.
What? That wasn't Jewish? What do you mean? Well, it's on point.
Huh?
It's on point. I mean,
it's on point. I just didn't
Yahweh.
think you'd go there. Hell yeah, dude.
I didn't even mean to.
Let's keep this up.
I didn't think that was...
I know. It was a complete subconscious Freudian slip, and I'm very proud of you for it, Jackson Subconscious. Let's continue. That was awesome. Well, I don't know if we can top it, but we'll continue on.
I don't know if I can do it again.
Do you speak French?
I speak all the languages of the earth.
Come on, it's just Woody Allen. You're not being an alien. I mean, you are, but it's very apt for Yahweh.
It's Woody Alien.
Yeah. Yes. Do you come from another planet?
Yes.
Is this the first time you have visited Earth?
Oh no.
Have you been here often?
Very often, to say the least.
Why did you come here?
Today, to talk to you.
Thomas?
Yes, to you, Claude Voron, editor of a small motorsports magazine.
All right, well, now you're just doing a Blinky Bill voice. Stupid
I can't consistently do a voice.
Editor of a small motorsport magazine, married and father of 2 children.
That's very specific. Fuck, I can't do voices.
Every time you ever read any of this stuff, and you're right, you do go on Twitch, you look at the comments and you look at the personality that is there, and it's like, man, you are just Claude, but you didn't bother to dress up in the nice white Paul Atreides from Dune clothing.
Well, you don't even need to do that.
You're just in a singlet.
We need to bring the charm back to cults. We do need that element of wearing those white robes and pretending like you're
that was
speaking to
lovely.
aliens.
Yeah, and I really like the photographs from the 70s of that, and them always just like with the fingers on their chin doing that kind of Rizzler face and levitating. It's great. It was way better like that. I hate this lazy cult stuff.
Yeah, lazy cult. Everything's become so
lazy cult.
So soulless.
Everything. Yeah, exactly.
There's no
Bring
art
the
to
soul
cults
back
now.
into it.
There's no art to
Back when cults used to be cults instead of just content.
You sound like a weird boomer right now arguing for cults to be brought back to their most oppressive state.
Well, then no one would choose that. If somebody sat you down and said, here's what's going to happen, at some point the earth is going to explode and you're going to be gasping for air for 1 trillion years before the universe collapses in on itself. And I don't know what happens after that, but it can't be good.
I feel like at least 50% of people would still choose immortality in that situation. It's a very contentious debate.
Still, if you explain that to them.
Yeah, 100%, because humans have this thing called hope. At least that's what Star Wars has taught me. And the hope would be that we would come up with technology to prevent that existence from happening. And then you get to enjoy and reap the benefits of immortality. Especially if you're in a world where immortality is an actual thing that exists. At that point, it's kind of like, all things are possible, right?
Yeah, I guess so. That's true. Yeah, all right, I'm back on board. I'll roll the dice.
I try to subscribe you to a future where you just float in space for trillions of years. Go wild, just absolutely mad with lunacy from your isolation in the
Oh my God, if you did
space.
that, I would hate you so much.
You'd be up there for trillions of years thinking...
There's trillions of years being like, fucking Jackson. Can you imagine the hatred?
That would be such an epic form of me bullying you.
Oh, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That's
wouldn't it?
That's got to be worth... Like, by the time you get back, you're going to have to give me one hell of a titty twister to make up for that. This means he met and ate with Moses, the Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad. He also...
Man, how lucky is he that his shitty Autopop magazine failed?
Yeah, I know. Imagine that. He could still be a journalist.
So much better now. Yeah. He's a motor journalist.
He also met some of the robots. All right, wait.
And they were also cool.
Yeah, and they loved him. Everyone thought he was really cool.
With his own eyes to capitalize on the momentum of the UFO sightings in France at the time, he immediately started to write his first book, Le Réveil qui de Liberté, roughly translated to The Book Which Tells the Truth.
By the way, that's where we got most of our information for this document.
The Book Which Tells the Truth?
I mean, it's in the title.
What a source.
It's in the title.
What a source. It's like as ironclad as you can get.
Yeah.
It's like looking at Nelson polls, But it's not great when the book is called The Book Which Tells the Truth, because it's so... You may as well call the book This Definitely Happened, It's like
Source
it's a
me.
joke title. Yeah.
Yeah.
Source me.
Yeah, but what if the book really does tell the truth? Then he's just being honest.
He thought about this and then he ended up changing the name of the book.
Coward.
Ooh. Well, I guess we're going to have to find and figure out what it is. But we are going to figure out what it is later on, yeah?
In the very next sentence, in fact.
Oh, my God. Okay, so we just talked for like 20 minutes. Okay. He would distribute his book amongst UFO conventions, bookstores, and public lectures, trying to get the book into as many hands as possible.
Sentence.
You missed it.
Oh my God, did I?
The very next sentence, you skipped it.
Oh, the latest edition is now called Intelligent Design Message from Designers.
Message from the designers, yeah.
Yeah, look, I think that you should just stick to Intelligent Design. That's a good title.
Yeah, it doesn't need a subtitle.
All right, titles. Let's go right now around the circle. First thing that pops to your head. What have you got?
A man's embrace with faith.
Oh,
How am I supposed to top that?
Yeah, you're not going to. You're not going to top it. There's no way.
I thought the
That's
job
not
was just to
happening.
come up with whatever comes up in your head initially. That's what came up with. He said, "Now I've lost all my words." That's what I came up with. That's what immediately hit my head. Just say whatever's in your head.
I've got mine that popped into my head. I'll say it, but Kira, you say yours.
That's good.
It's anything. The first thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's a good title.
It's actually not bad for somebody making a lot of outlandish claims.
Yeah, I mean that's what he'd be saying as well himself, trying to convince everyone.
I don't know. Yahweh and me. The true story.
Yeah, that's cool.
I actually like Yahweh.
A story of self-discovery.
Yeah.
What about it's Yahweh or my way?
Yeah.
Fuck.
No. It has to
good.
be. It's Yahweh or the highway.
Yeah,
it has to be
that's what I was
that
thinking,
because
yeah.
he's saying if you're in the outside, you're going to be killed.
Yeah. What's yours?
These are bad. Honestly, all these titles are better. But mine was just, this is the worst, easily by a mile. It's just, yes, I am Jesus' brother.
No, that's good. That's good. I like that. Yeah, straight to the point. You don't even need to read. You didn't even need to read anymore after that. It's effective. It's official.
No, yeah, exactly. What's the opposite of a handicap?
Advantage.
You're one of those golf players that doesn't get the handicap. That's
Advantage.
you get the. That's right, advantage. That's it. Fuck, I need an advantage too.
Dude, I feel like my brain is just not working today. Like words are just not coming to my head.
That's what happens when you read a lot of, let's be honest, nonsense.
Yeah, nonsense.
That is an occupational health and safety hazard of both of your guys' job.
Well, and
Is
yours.
to sit there and research a man sitting there saying, yeah, and then I had tea with Jesus and Buddha came in and then these robots sucked our dicks. It was like,
yeah, it's like at some point you're like, fuck, what even are words? What am I reading? I wouldn't have it any other way, though.
They would fully and thoroughly examine their naked bodies, with members being instructed to cohort their bodies in such a way that they could stare into their anuses through a mirror. What? I don't even know how that works.
That's where Elohim lives.
In the anus. Wow. What a beautiful place this
you telling
planet
me,
for the gods is.
You telling me you've never contorted your body in such a way that you can stare at your anus through a mirror before?
Maybe if I'm checking for worms.
What the fuck?
I'm trying to think how that works. I can't.
You just put yourself in a pretzel.
You put yourself in a pretzel.
Yeah, you do it. You got to do it every night. Make sure that you're going to bed clean and safe. It's so fucking like, how do you even bring that up in a group setting and be like, yeah, everyone stare at your asshole now?
Rail set to work to try and contact the government to begin planning, but they never responded.
A flaw in my plan.
Yeah. The Elohim communicated with Rail, again telling him that the plans changed after the Israel government chose to ignore Rail. It's so good. These mind-controlling aliens.
This was too
Change
much
of plans. Change of plans.
So the hierarchy,
Too much effort.
The hierarchy for like galactic control is the Elohim, and then on top of that is the Israeli government. They're the ones with all the true power.
The conspiracy's real. Incredible. and how's this as well? How good is this? Now they have declared. They've told Rael that seeing as the Israeli government chose to ignore him, they've now decided that the embassy can build anywhere Rael wants.
Oh, that's convenient. It's all, yeah, leave it up to him.
Wow. They're still going hard.
Yeah, I mean,
Look at him. Yeah, he's in a neck brace. What the hell?
Oh, a neck brace. No, that's just
I think.
that's for the race car. That's what they use in the racing car to keep their head safe.
It protects their necks from rolling.
No, what
around.
that is actually a neck brace.
So it's like a preemptive neck brace.
That's a neck brace that because he's got a neck injury from looking down at his anus for too long.
And yet he drives. She explained it was being secretly funded by a very wealthy family, and they had worked hard on bringing this cloned baby to life. She was lying. He knew it, as he was heavily involved in the project.
Wait, so she was lying to her co-director of the company about the progress of the of the claims, basically.
And he's sitting along going,
this doesn't make any
is great
sense.
news.
Yeah. I can't wait to meet this cloned baby.
And this moment caused him to lose all his faith in the movement.
No.
It's really strange, isn't it? You're right. The off-ramps for people, you never know what it's going to be.
Well, I mean, lying to them directly and then finally figuring out that they were lying. Like, that's such a bold-faced lie, to lie to the guy that you're working with on cloning your baby, that a baby is on its way when he knows all of that information.
Why would you want an alien to come and fuck you?
Actually,
now that I think about it, I'd give it a go. I'd give it a go.
Yeah, why not? Depends on the alien, I guess. If it's just a slightly smaller human, like what Rael was saying, there's no real issue there, right?
I'm not going to fuck one of those aliens.
Oh, you want the big blobs with the tentacles and the million eyes?
Well, there's bound to be a couple of vaginas in there.
Gotta find the right fold.
Gotta find the right fold. And then obviously the one that everyone wants is the one that has tentacles for hair for some reason.
Yeah, what is with that? I don't. Actually, I played Mass Effect a lot. I get it.
I don't know what that is. Is that
it's a video game?
A Star Wars rock off? Is it?
No, it's a video game. It's a video game. It's not pornographic. Don't worry.
Right.
I mean, it's pornographic.
Well, there's no need for me to investigate it then. Huh?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's pornographic if you look in the right places.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's some fan fiction about that.
100%. Written by Jackson.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Stick, man.
No, not actually.